Smarks in here, the Smarks in here, yeah.
A room, boom, 5 moves of doom. I reference Cena so much, I'm sure you assume that I got a man crush, but I swear it's just random, not fandom. Ignore the lifelike mannequin. You can't see it. I didn't see it. Next to me in my Kia, and drive somewhere scenic to watch the sunset in Phoenix. Share a box of Kleenex, then leave it in the middle of a bee's nest.
What's going on?
Yo, it's your boy Sean Puff. I'm joined as always by my co-host El Guapo, and I'm also joined today by Mad T and Mariah. And this is Smarks, Smart Monkeys, and SUPERKICKS.
I can't. No matter how much I try, I would never get to do that, man.
I mean, it takes years of practice using your throat like that.
Oh,
What's up, TMX? Well, we got a good I'm not gonna lie, but go ahead.
You got an interesting show, right?
Yeah.
Listen,
I mean, it wasn't. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't as bad as fucking Wapo was trying to say here and say it was.
Well,
but this is what it's all about, right? Because so part of what we do is going back and reviewing things and looking at shows and finding out, was it really good? Was it bad? And I'll tell you what. Today we're reviewing Halloween Havoc 1993. It's a show that when you mention Halloween Havoc 1993, I think, oh yeah, Vader vs. Cactus Jack. That was a good show. Wapo, do you think it was a good show?
Listen, okay. If you are a casual fan, I'm not gonna even say that. If you're a fan that never watched wrestling before, I advise you to stay away from this. But it was just a lot. It was a mess. That's my opinion.
A big mess.
But watchable, I guess. I mean, go ahead, let me put the spotlight on Frankie. I can't even. Go ahead, you go.
Let's call it like it was. 5 out of 7 of the matches were DQ.
Yep.
Wow, fuck finishes all around. It's nuts to me. It's nuts. People would complain about how a lot of these matches ended today. If this show was on today, people would have been so mad and so disappointed. Like, and
I would have raged.
Halloween Havoc was kind of one of their big shows.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, it was. Back in the
So
day, that was like
all these matches that like ended with no real conclusion. It was kind of weird. It didn't really make a lot of sense.
To me,
and do you know too? Sorry, Wappa. Like there was something I was reading too that like it had a very low, like fucking like 20 or 30% attendance.
I mean, to me, it looked like they were in the back, and you know how the big wigs go and they talk about how the match is still gonna. It looked to me like nobody wants to put nobody over. Like it was like that's what it looked like to me. It looked like let's just DQ him. Let's just DQ him, you know, just to make it
this way. Everyone stays protected.
Exactly.
Everybody. But it just didn't translate well. It was hard to stay. What's the word I'm looking for? Invested in the show because
entertained.
You just didn't feel like anything was paying off. So you know what I mean? It's like going to the casino,
right?
And every time you pull the slot machine, and you go 20 times and you don't hit anything. Not even once. You don't even get 10 cents. You get nothing. At least if you get something a little bit of a payoff, you're excited. They're like, nah.
Honestly,
here's the thing that really got me.
Honestly, I don't think they would have even been able to give these tickets away if I want to save myself.
I mean, the thing is, like, if you just like, okay, you gotta think on this card. I mean, you had Stunning Steve Austin. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had fucking like I got the pictures right here.
You had Jimmy Fly. Yeah, Jimmy Fly Snicker. You had
Jimmy Superfly Snicker was not on this card, but that guy looked like Jimmy Superfly Snicker.
Oh, I keep saying, my God.
Charlie
this
Norris,
right here is crazy.
This match was, I when I was like watching the review and everything, because I was like, I'm not gonna stay here for 3 hours watching this. And then I watched the highlight of this match. I'm like, what the fuck was this match? And by the way, they were still called. They weren't called Booker T and what you call it back then. They were still called. What was the name they called back then? Thank you. That's right there. Cole. They were called different names back there, other names back then.
What they were called again?
Kane and Cole.
Kane and Cole.
Yeah,
that's bad. Okay, yeah. but I mean,
this was just a weird match though. Like, so you get the Equalizer, who I don't know if you know who that was, but that was David Sullivan.
Yeah, David Sullivan. Yes, the Taskmaster.
No, that's Kevin Sullivan.
What is wrong with you today? See, what is wrong with you today? I'm sorry.
Jesus.
What easy to be like, oh, real, but no, David Sullivan, the guy who ended up being. Remember, he was like at one point in WCW, his gimmick was he was Hulk Hogan's biggest fan.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. I do remember that. He played like a Rufus type deal. Yeah,
that's who the Equalizer is.
Okay.
You get that Native American guy, Charlie Norris, who I looked him up a little bit. He came from PWA, and he returned after like a short time in WCW. He's probably there for like 3 or 4 months. Didn't pan out. They were gonna push him. Didn't work out. They jobbed him instead, and he was back in PWA after that. Like I don't really remember him at all.
Yeah, I don't either. Fun fact though, Charlie Norris equals Chuck Norris.
Right.
So it's kind of
not Chuck.
Yeah.
Charlie Chuck.
Yeah.
And he teams with Harlem he teams up with Ice Train and the Shockmaster.
Yeah. Oh, no,
that was shock value, but yeah.
I just had it. What the hell did I do with it?
He's losing all this guy. You can't have him on the show and doing production because he messed it all.
Yeah, so
why is the Shockmaster so small in this graphic is question number one. And two, if you watch the show, and I should have sent you the picture, Shockmaster is wearing this weird helmet that's not that. He shows up in it. Let me see if I can send it to you because I know I screenshotted it when we were Wapo and I would have a conversation about it. Wapo, do you have that picture?
I can get to you right now. Hold on.
I got it. I sent it to T right now.
Okay.
T, download that and throw that picture up. If you're on Spotify, sorry you can't see it. You got to check us out on YouTube on the EMP network. By the way, shout out to Eric Steven and Mega Run for our theme song.
You always forget that.
He comes out like that. What is that? Why?
I was wondering that too.
It's fun to stay at the Why?
Right.
That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Like, yeah, you know what's crazy? Like, what's crazy is that they sit here and they like made a big deal about his helmet falling off when he came to the wall, and then you have him come out looking like that. The fuck?
Yeah, listen, you can't wear a helmet anymore. You're gonna fall in your face again. Here, just wear this helmet instead.
Yeah, just wear this fucking work helmet here. So if you fall again, we're protecting your head. You know,
we're protecting your head.
That's crazy work.
As you see how we sound is as bad as that show. Okay, we're trying to get. I mean, it's just. I mean,
this match was just senseless. It might have been the only clean finish of the night, though.
I think so.
The only one.
I think so.
It was at an all 7 match. It was only one match. Like at 1 to 2 matches that actually had a real finish.
And I don't even think that was a real finish.
Time out. I said it was a clean finish. I didn't say it was a real finish. Shockmaster hit a power slam.
Power slam.
Get out.
I mean,
in the middle of chaos, everybody's fighting in the ring, and then all of a sudden, Shockmaster lifts up one of them, power slams him, and covers him, and it's a pin. And it was like, huh?
Well, here's the thing. This now we uncovered the story of the Shockmaster going through the wall. I bet you they came to him and said, "Hey, you remember when we gave you that win? You need to go through that wall." And that's what happened. He went through that wall. He didn't want to do it.
He went through the wall first. That's when he debuted.
Gosh, you're right.
Maybe that's how they gave him the win. They're like, listen, after that.
Yeah, they probably said,
we feel bad for you here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Don't do anything cute because you'll probably trip and fall. Just do a power slam.
Fact though.
But what's worse, the guy doing the power slam or the one losing to the power slam?
You know whose opinion I want to know about this match?
No, Charlie Norris was on the winning team. That's wild. That's wild.
I want you know how Booker T does a podcast about that. I want to know Booker T's like I would love to hear Booker T talk about that match because you
yeah,
know
what the hell happened? That's not one of his best babies. I know that for a fact. He'd be like, that shit wasn't ducky ducky.
It was a weird opening match. It was confusing, but their 6-man tag division was very confusing at that time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like they wanted a 6-man tag division. They had belts for it. It was a legitimate division, but they would just throw teams together.
Right.
Well, I mean, WCW in the early 90s and late 80s. I mean, look at it. I mean,
it makes no sense. It'll make no sense. It actually makes no sense what teams they did it. I mean, but that's what kind of tag teams are anyway, especially 3-man tag teams. They rarely make sense unless you got a faction.
Talk about how Eric Bischoff came out at the beginning of the show too. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Well, we come at the very opening. Let's talk about that because we noticed. Me and Sarah were talking about it. How the show opened up like it was a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're trick or treating, and Eric Bischoff opens the door. Like,
yeah, and Tony Schiavone is like
Tony Schiavone's the Wolf Man. He's the Wolf
yeah,
or whatever. Fun fact, that was his son actually. That really
and then the end of it, if you watch the whole show, at the very end of it, they ran credits like it was a movie.
Right. The whole thing. Yeah, the whole thing.
It was just weird. That whole production of what they did with this, it was different. But unfortunately, it wasn't in a good way. It wasn't like you were like, oh, this is good. They're going to do this more. At first, you're like, what the hell's going on? Sarah goes, you put on a movie? I'm like, no, this is Halloween Havoc, wrestling. This is wrestling? I guess.
It was an attempt at wrestling.
It was an attempt at wrestling. Yeah. Wasn't the greatest.
You know what makes me laugh is that if you watch Tony Schiavone like back then, people be like, oh, well, Tony Schiavone's one of the best commentators of all time. If you've seen the way he was trying to sell certain things on this show, yeah, no. Like there was one point, oh god, they were cheering for Sid Vicious.
Oh, and he said Sting.
And they were like, oh, they're cheering for fucking whatchamacallit.
For Sting.
For Sting, yeah, for Sting. I'm like, what?
Well, he was trying to create a narrative. That's what he was trying to do. I thought it was, let's talk about that too. I thought it was funny that Tony Schiavone was dressed as Jesse Ventura. Because this is Halloween night. So he's dressed as Jesse Ventura, and that was fucking great.
And Jesse Ventura was like, I like your bald head. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But he stops tearing him apart all night. At one point, he rips the goatee off. His goatee doesn't look right. Rips it off his face. And then, so after this first match, we get Eric Bischoff interviewing Terry Taylor. And Eric Bischoff is dressed like a Confederate soldier.
Yep.
Which was nuts to me.
It's Eric Bischoff, the king of controversy.
Not that it was Eric Bischoff, that he was dressed as a Confederate soldier.
Right.
And at this time, though, Eric Bischoff wasn't really doing what he was doing in the 90s.
No, he was just the interviewer.
Commentator, like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they're like, hey, dress like a Confederate soldier because Ted Turner wants to see that.
Yeah, hey, that's the way to get a rile out your boss. Hey, they did this to Vince McMahon. Who knows?
Actually, I don't even know if Ted Turner was the owner in 1993.
Well,
I could look.
If he wasn't the owner, but when he is the owner, how crazy that world worked because everything Ted Turner wanted, he got.
He did.
They didn't run the wrestling organization. Didn't run themselves. Ted Turner run them. Whatever he felt that he needed to see, or whatever he felt that he wanted.
Okay, so
it was done.
Ted Turner owned WCW from 1988 to 2001.
So he was the owner.
See, there we go. That explains the whole Halloween Havoc shit. I think because Ted Turner was like, "Ooh, I want to see this guy."
But the Confederate soldier thing—that's probably his idea.
Yeah,
I feel like he was a big. I don't know.
I feel like that probably.
I feel like that dude is a Confederate sympathizer.
I feel like that was probably a jab on him on purpose. Maybe it was an inside joke they had. Maybe it was like, you know what I'm saying? It could have been. But hey, what was the match number 2?
So the next match, it was Ricky Steamboat, and he was supposed to be taking on some Asian guy. What's the graphics thing? No, that's not it.
That's not it.
No,
hold on. I didn't get time. I didn't have time to name.
Okay,
him.
Yeah,
okay, that's fine.
all right.
So,
and I didn't put them in order. It's somewhere.
No, that's
if you're just listening to this is great.
Ricky Steamboat versus
Yoshi Kwan. I don't even know who Yoshi Kwan was, but he got injured. So
Did they not even fix the graphic?
No, because they didn't put a
Jesus.
graphic up during the match on the air. That was just the graphic from before.
Oh,
Yeah.
They're probably like, we're not going to do it on the show, so we don't need to make a new graphic. Who cares?
Right.
So he fights Paul Orndorff instead.
Yeah.
This match goes 18 minutes and 35 seconds, and it was the second longest match on the show, and it wasn't even supposed to happen.
Facts.
And it ended in a DQ. Or was it a count out? It ended in a count. No, it ended in a count out. It ended in a count out because he got hit with a headbutt by I forget who it was with the mask.
Assassin. So the assassin came out with
Assassin.
Paul Orndorff, which I don't know why. They never really explained why the assassin was with him. Jesse Ventura said, "It's Halloween. Of course you were the guy wearing a mask."
but
It was the most sensible answer. I mean, because there was no other reason for him to be with the assassin. But at some point, he headbutt him with like a piece of metal into his mask, and
he knocked him out. But the elephant in the room. Let's not say that he got his ass whooped. Orndorff got his ass whooped most of the match.
Yeah,
he
the fans were chanting Paula all match, and that had me dying. It was getting pissed off because they kept chanting Paula. There were a lot of near falls in this. This wasn't a bad match for 18 minutes.
No, what killed it was the way they ended it. It would have been better if they had an ending. If they were going to go for Paul to win, Orndorff to win, they should have had an ending.
That was the whole show, though.
Exactly, but I'm just saying that's the only thing that's bad about it.
T, I know you didn't watch the whole thing, but so in this match, he not only headbutted him, but he headbutted him in the back of the head.
Mm-hmm. He didn't see it coming.
I don't know if that would knock you out.
Well, according to
get hit in the fucking temple, you're out. You got hit headbutt in the back of the head. He's out, not moving on the ground, like done. That's it. Like I was like,
he tried because he tried to like when he hit him, he was down to like 4 or 5, and then he was trying to get up like I can't get my bearings. Yeah, and then that's what
doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. But it's Halloween Havoc, so yeah. I mean,
yeah.
By the way, we were talking about Eric Bischoff before. He interviewed Terry Taylor because Terry Taylor is going to be the second referee in the.
Oh yeah, that's a weird match. That one's a weird match.
We'll get to that one. What are you gonna say, T, about this match?
I was like, to me, it was like you got Ricky Steamboat, and you could have like gave the man a better match. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have gave a better opponent, like something like.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe. Listen. We're gonna get into that. So I'm gonna give you a spoiler wicked early, but we'll touch on it later. But next week, we're gonna get into how good or not good Ricky Steamboat was. So we'll talk about that later, though. But I guess they could have gave him a better opponent.
Right.
But what do you do? Guy gets injured. I think Paul Orndorff's a good opponent.
Oh, to me, that's a pretty that's a
yeah. But I mean, just the match was just.
Well, but I'm saying it could have been any Joe Smo from the back. He could have been just somebody like Dracula to go down the aisle, and he could have been beating up on Dracula. So they try to actually get the game, which I think that.
It was Halloween Havoc. They could have sent out the Yeti.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing about it is this match I think it was an upgrade. That's my opinion. I think it was an upgrade. So
kind of, yeah. And I think they realized it. And that's why they gave it the runtime that they did.
Right.
Instead of being like, all right, we're going to cut this short. The second match in the card wasn't supposed to happen.
Exactly. Now, what's the next dreadful?
So the next match on the card was the TV title.
Uh-huh.
And it was Lord Steven Regal defending against Davey Boy Smith with Sir William and Lord Steven Regal's corner.
Yeah.
And obviously before he was William Regal.
This match, I mean, like I was telling Sean Puff earlier, I said this match really, the Bulldog had me going because I'd really never seen him do that. And when he went to WWF, he wasn't doing those moves. He was just a stocky dude that did a couple of body slams and that was it.
Well, that's what Vince wanted him to be.
That's what I know. That's what I'm saying. But when I seen this and opened my eyes, I was like, man, he's really athletic. And this guy, I mean, he could move. He was moving faster than William Regal.
Yeah, I mean, Brett said in an interview, he was like, Vince told him, "This is how I want you to wrestle. This is what I want you to do. Only do this." And he's like, British Bulldog was a hell of a fucking athlete.
Yeah, he was.
But Vince told him, straight wrestle like this.
So I'm going to tell you something that really caught my attention at the beginning of this match, and it ended up going through if you pay attention to the whole thing. Michael Buffer announced this match, and he announced every championship match on this card instead of just the main event, which was weird.
And he still announced the main event, which was not a Master Championship match. But yeah, you're right.
Well,
like
usually
I said,
they would only use Michael Buffer for the main event. They'd have the ring announcer, and Michael Buffer would come up for the main event.
Right.
He didn't do the non-title matches, but he did all of the title matches on the card and the main event.
Yeah.
But what you were saying about the wrestler, I mean, about the referees, this is where the referees went screwy and everything. Well, it was this match, right?
No,
In this
that
match?
was the Ric Flair match.
Yeah, it was a Ric Flair match. Well, anyway, this
Yeah.
match was good. It was fast paced. I forget how. I know it ended with a DQ.
It was a time limit draw.
Time limit.
Bulldog
That's yeah.
Power slam. The referee gets to 2.5, and the bell rings.
Right.
William Hill.
Which was funny. Which was funny because he hit him with his finishing move, the power slam, and they had to make William Regal kick out because
No, he didn't kick out.
no, he kicked out the first time. He kicked out because it was too early. When
Right.
what happened was he had to kick out because
Oh yeah.
the time wasn't going. So then when he did the power driver, then he pinned him, and then that's when the time got the time limit went out. But yeah, the first time they screwed up because they said he went too fast and he had to kick out, which made his move look weak.
Right.
Yeah.
It did. But it was weird. But if you think back to WCW at that time, this was common with the TV title because the TV title, it wasn't always 15 minutes, but they made it a 15-minute time limit. After a while, it kind of just became its identity. It made it feel like it wasn't a marathon. Like you knew, TV titles on TV championship matches on TV, 15-minute time limit. All the time, it was a 15-minute time limit, and only for the TV title. They didn't do that with their other titles, but the television championship specifically had that. So it was kind of weird, but that's the one that I can say it fits with the TV championship, and I feel like you saw it a lot, which is kind of weak that they overdid it.
Right.
But I feel like you saw it a lot where the TV title wouldn't change hands because someone was pinning it to the bell ring.
Yeah.
It made it interesting because you said there was a lot of matches that ended in a draw because of that instance.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, and that's one thing that AEW did was they brought back time limit on matches, and I feel like a lot of that's kind of like an old school wrestling kind of lost tradition. You know what I'm saying? Like having time limit.
Definitely an old school wrestling thing to have time limits. You don't really get them anymore, except for AEW, but they still fuck everything up too.
I mean, honestly, I think
AEW wouldn't have booked this show better. I'm just gonna say that right now on the record. Tony Khan would not have booked this show any better than it was.
Saying that on record, we're saying on the record right now that Tony Khan would not have.
Hey, I mean, it's not our fault. You got Mr. America behind you.
No way. No, that's
no.
That's Jimmy. That's
Jimmy Roll.
Jimmy Trolls. Jimmy Roll.
Yeah, that's the King of Roll. Yeah, that's the King of Trolls. Jimmy Roll. Yeah. You don't know about Jimmy Roll. Jimmy Roll. He should have been booked. He should have been booked at Halloween Havoc. Why did they book Jimmy Roll?
They should have.
Should have. All right.
After this match, right? We get our time limit, and then we get Vader with Harley Race. They spin the wheel, and we find out this death match.
Yeah, the thing is though so when I was watching like one of the review shows, they talked about how like the night before something happened with the wheel. They spun a wheel, and then they came back on the pay-per-view and they spun it again.
No, what happened was what's his name? Cactus Jack spun the wheel, and it was just because it was really Vader's choice. It was Vader's choice. So when he spun the wheel, it didn't count.
So why the fuck did we spin the wheel for?
because they screwed up. No, it was Vader's choice to wheel. But what happened was when Cactus Jack spun the wheel, it didn't count. It was just and they just screwed all that up, which is weird.
My question is the thing about spinning the wheel, like they did it live, okay? So like, how do you know? Hey, we know it's gonna be a Texas death match. So like, my question when I watched this review and they talked about the match, I'm like, well, did they just say, hey, let's luck of the draw here and see what we get? That's like, or did they think, okay, hey, like him and fucking Foley, they talk about
my guess is this. There was someone standing behind the curtain that stopped the fucking wheel when it was.
That's what I was thinking. And I was thinking that same shit. That's what I was getting to. I was like, there had to be somebody back there knowing where to stop it at.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I don't like.
All you need is like a peg on the back of the wheel, right?
And then put it and just hit it.
And the guy's gotta grab it at some point and slow it down and like, there. Cool.
Yeah, what was on that wheel? I don't really quite remember. Besides that, nobody ever knew what was the choices, right? I don't think they ever told anybody.
You can see him live though.
I feel like when Cactus Jack spun it, because I think that was the night before on WCW Saturday.
Yeah, it was the night before. Yeah.
And I think it was mentioned in like his promo that he gave, or the guys on air. They were talking about, oh, it could be this. It could be this match. Oh, look, that's up there. So I don't think they said all of them. But I feel like they might have said like 4 or 5 of the match types that were available without like announcing it. So like you had to be watching the show and paying attention to catch it.
Right. Yeah, like let's be honest. Like who really watched WCW that back then? I didn't. I
didn't, but I know there was a lot of people that watched WCW.
I was always a WWF guy.
I mean, there was a lot of people that watched WCW at the time, but
I mean, I watched my aunt watched it, but like I watched it with her, but like I was always a WWF guy.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But to be honest with you, I mean, you see shows like this, and you're like, how the hell were they in charge? I mean, were they in front of the war for so long?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, how did they do that?
Because the thing is, Eric Bischoff was the whole mastermind behind WCW wars.
Right, but I'm saying the garbage that they produced then.
Well, he wasn't.
It makes you
true because he was a producer.
No, it's just it makes you wonder. Yeah,
he was producing. It wasn't like he was just commentating. He was just wasn't the top guy.
Yeah, but the thing is,
some of this shit, I bet.
But even he said back then. Back then, he even said, he's like, I didn't have much say. He's like, yeah, I was being a producer, but it was Ted Turner said, oh, well, this person's in charge, not you. So you give your ideas to him. If he likes it, I forgot who he said was in charge, but he's like, if he likes your idea, we're rolling with it. But if not, thank. And then Ted was like, okay, no, you're in charge, Eric. And you know what I'm saying? But that could be just, we all know Eric fucking throws shit out of his ass all the time. So
all right.
I mean, it was money. That's what it was. It was money.
Say to you real quick. If you watch the credits, go watch the show. Watch the credits.
Right.
This show, Eric Bischoff was the executive producer.
Listen, this is how it went.
100%, he was the executive producer. I specifically looked at it and I was like, oh shit, Eric Bischoff produced
well, this is how it went. Eric Bischoff got the itching to get somebody from WWF. He ran to the office of Ted Turner and said, hey, can I have some money, Dad? I could purchase this guy and make WCW look good. And that's what it was. I mean, it was basically like, who do you want? Okay, you can have it. You know what I mean? So that's why they pretty much won, because the money. It was the money. And let's be honest, the Hulk Hogan Inquisition, that was the biggest, it's probably still the biggest ever from one place to jump to another. Would you agree? I mean,
yeah. But if you look at this show, we'll get into it. Let's get through the card, because I want to really break down what this all was once we get through the whole card, because otherwise we'll be here forever. The next match we ended up getting the U.S. title on the line. Dustin Rhodes versus Stunning Steve Austin. No, not those guys. That's not them.
I'm trying to find. Nope.
The best producer ever.
We're gonna do an over/under every time we go to the next match to see how long it's gonna take him to get the actual weight.
So you had like fucking Goldust versus Stone Cold Steve Austin back then.
But it's the natural Dustin Rhodes versus Stunning Steve.
It
It was a good match. I mean, to me, that was a good match.
It was a good match, but it just goes to show how much WCW fumbled things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you said, this is Goldust versus Stone Cold, but instead it's not. It's the Natural versus Stunning Steve.
Well, I know
it doesn't hit the same.
I know we want to get the card and stuff, but I do want to say one thing. I was watching this thing. I think it was 83 weeks or something with Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
And he said that Brock Lesnar they came to Brock Lesnar with him first, and at the time he was just trying to get people that he didn't have to, to have to show that was green. And he said that that's the biggest fumble he's ever done, was pass on Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah.
And he actually had a chance to get him. So that goes to show you how much they fumbled.
I don't know if that's the biggest fumble he's ever done.
That's one of the biggest fumbles he's ever done.
I disagree. Stunning Steve Austin is the biggest fumble he's ever done.
At this point.
Yeah. I'll
like 100%. 100%. Because you had him.
Yeah, you did.
Not always could have got him. You had him on your show, and you couldn't put him into what he should have been.
Triple H was the same way. That was another fumble of his.
Terrorizing. That's what it is. Terrorizing.
Yeah. This match was 14 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it was a good match though. It was entertaining.
His graphic said it was with Colonel Parker, but he did not come out with Stunning Steve. That caught my attention. I'm like, yo, you guys don't even know in the production truck what you're doing. You don't know who's coming out with who. If you didn't have a graphic for Paul Orndorff, you don't even have the right graphic. You should just not put a graphic up for this because it wasn't right.
Right.
But it's just Stone Cold's coming out with someone that he's not coming out with. And it's on his thing. It wasn't like it was like on the pre. It said Stunning Steve with Colonel Robert Parker. And I'm like, where?
It's in his pocket. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Look at see. But here, this graphic didn't even happen.
Not here, but when he was coming out to the ring.
Okay, right,
right there. Which to me, I would think you would really get that right because it's happening right there, and you're in the production.
Right, it's in living color.
You know that he's not walking out to the ring with fucking Colonel Robert Parker.
Right.
This is one of those moments where you had monkeys in the back for real.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, hey, it's Halloween Havoc. They already done screwed up. What the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like this show was a letdown from the moment the first match happened.
That's crazy.
But this was a clean match. Dustin wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it would, again, not really. He didn't like get his finisher and have a clean win. He just kind of caught him.
It was a clear win. It was a clear win.
And then Austin grabs the belt and lays him out.
Whoops.
And he steals it and walks to the back.
Classic Austin right there. Classic Austin.
Good match overall, though.
It was a good match.
It wasn't a bad match. Like I that was one so I watched the review so I seen the card and I was like, okay, let me watch a review and I'm not gonna watch the fucking matches that I knew was gonna be garbage. Yeah. But that was one of the matches that I watched today. And I was like, this was not a bad match at all. And it shows that and it shows, and even to the day, like Dustin, he's pretty good wrestler. I mean, he can't keep up with the boys nowadays, but back then he was really good for that time.
Yeah.
It was.
He was a good WCW.
That was bad gimmicks in WCW.
Yeah, bad gimmicks for sure.
Remember 7?
7. Yeah. I was just gonna say that. I was just talking about 7. Yep, number 7. That was the other team. He did it. It was because his promo, his shoot was like 20 minutes. So he was only 7 for 20 minutes. That's like probably the shortest long-lived gimmick in the world. He's like, I'm not doing this shit. I'm not doing it.
It was smart that he didn't do it. That was horrible.
Yeah.
All right, ready, T. I'm going to set you up. Now. Our next match on the card was the Nasty Boys versus Marcus Alexander Bagwell and
yes,
I got it right the first time.
You know what? That's the image you put up all the time. That's the
first one
you always put up.
Yo, why does the Nasty Boys look like me when I'm promoing? What the fuck?
Listen, the Nasty Boys.
I'm gonna be the Nasty team.
Was one of the best tag teams in wrestling history, I think, bar none.
They were. I love them.
Yeah, they were good. I mean, they were
good.
Scorpio and Marcus Alexander.
I mean, the Nasty Boys were good for their.
Nasty Boys are Marcus Alexander.
They were good for their time.
Yeah, well, I mean, we was okay.
Yeah.
For gimmicks that what they were, for what they were supposed to be, they did really good. They really did it. Like them and the Head Shrinkers had one of the best rivalries, I think, out there. Them and the Head Shrinkers, or them and the Legend of Doom too. Legion of Doom and them they had really good rivalries.
Nasty Boys had a lot of great feuds. They definitely made a name for themselves.
Said those boys were party animals too, though.
Look at them, and it's funny because they didn't fit the mold of wrestlers
or champions by that matter. Yeah. So, but hey, so tell us to give us the 411.
Here's my question: why did Marcus Alexander Bagwell look like he was like about to go do a Chippendale show?
It's Halloween Havoc. We just got to give them that. We just got.
Like, what are you doing, bro?
That's what who used to do that? That Alex Riley dude. Alex Riley.
Where Alex Riley?
The blue meanie.
Wait,
Disco. What's his name?
Said on
Disco.
the graphic, but she wasn't on the graphic.
Yeah.
Who
That's
was?
true. What? Missy.
Miss Hyatt wasn't on the
Missy
graphic.
Hyatt came out with
right.
Missy Hyatt. Well,
yeah.
Of course,
Where is she?
Yeah, Miss Hyatt. It says Nasty Boys and Miss Hyatt, and she wasn't on the.
Oh yeah. They don't have a picture of her, but it says Missy Hyatt there, which is weird that they put her name not with Missy. Who made these graphics? Were you making the graphics?
I think T was. Mad T was.
Nah, listen. I was only 2 years old at the time. It wasn't me doing it. Okay, it might have been me.
Got to be down your liver. It's got to be down your
He's
liver.
like Mac Millie with an E.
That's his lineage, man. Anyway.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know what was up with that.
It's probably Rockstar making them.
But so let's talk about that whole situation with those tag titles, right? Mm-hmm. They won. Marcus Alexander Bagwell and Too Cold Scorpio won the tag titles on WCW Saturday Night.
Yeah.
And now they're defending them the next night.
Yeah.
Because it was a mistake.
Right.
Exactly.
It was just like a bad booking decision. Like
the whole 93 was a bad booking decision.
Why were they chanting "Whoop"? There it is.
I don't know.
Whoop, there it is.
The chant, all match, the crowd was chanting "Whoop, there it is," and Marcus Alexander Bagwell was leading them on with it. So I feel like.
Well, they say that was a song that was popular back in the day too. Like at that time.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. They weren't chanting it for anyone else's match. Why are you chanting it for?
Well, they do chant it later on. They do chant it later on for somebody else. Maybe they were trying to get Two Cool Scorpions, attention.
But I mean, "Whoop, There It Is" back in the '92 wasn't that a really popular song?
Yeah, it's a popular song.
It was, but I feel like they must have used that as a line between the two of them.
Probably.
I can see Marcus Alexander Bagwell try to make "Whoop, There It Is" his thing.
Probably. I can see that.
Yeah.
Did you ever see his Dark Side of the Ring?
No, I don't.
Which episode was that? Which season was that? Was that season 2?
I don't know what season. I think it was later. I think it was like one of the more recent seasons.
I watched every middle finger since YouTube blocked the emoji.
Don't worry, you can get all that anger out tomorrow.
Hey man, listen, I wasn't dissing you. I was just saying that Mad T always messes your name up.
No, that's not always me, motherfucker. You make all the graphics for EMP lately.
And they're always right for EMP. It's everywhere else that they're wrong.
Oh my god! Let's talk about this match. I want to hear how the South this match went.
It was so the ending was wild. Everyone's in the ring. Missy jumps up on the apron, and so does Teddy Long. Jerry Sags knocks Teddy Long off the apron. Bagwell grabs both Sags and Missy, slams their heads together.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it was
the
crazy.
referee yells at him for doing that, and while that happens, Too Cold Scorpio goes up top. He hits his 450 splash on Brian Knobbs. And then while the referee's getting Bagwell out of the ring, Sags pulls his boot off and nails him in the back of the head with his boot. And Knobbs covers him and pins him, and they win the tag belts back.
But I mean, that's because they screwed up the first night. Remember, we was talking about how they kind of because you got two guys.
Yeah, the referee counted too fast, right?
Yeah, I believe he did it this one. He did count too fast. They had to wave it off.
The night before?
Yeah,
Yeah, he had to wave it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was a weird ending for a match. Again, a clean win. So we've got 3 victories where someone got like pinned, but none of them was he hit his finisher and then won the match.
Oh yeah, it wasn't decisive. It wasn't decisive. I mean, it was a victory, but it wasn't decisive.
It was decisive because you.
No, but I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, it wasn't. Yeah.
With your boot, it was weird. With your boot.
With your boot?
With your boot, yeah.
Like, did they have nothing else? He was like, "Oh shit, I was supposed to grab the helmet."
Or
boot off.
That's where Shockmaster's helmet went.
Right upside Scorpio's head. Right upside Scorpio's head.
Did they plan for him to take his boot off and hit him back ahead with his boot, or was this another botch where he was supposed to do something else, and then he was just like, "Shit, I don't have a weapon. Let me take my boot off."
I mean, it was the Nasty Boys. I mean, they.
I mean,
Probably,
like I said,
they were probably high as fuck. I mean, let's be honest.
It's hard. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, especially with the way the card's gone. Jesus. So after that match, what great match?
We go to Eric Bischoff backstage with Sid Vicious, talking about his match against Sting. Then we go to that match. By the way,
that was a pretty good match.
Why did the ring announcer seem like he had no idea before, during, and after everything going on in this match? The match before, not this one, the Buff Bagwell match. Like when the referee announced the Nasty Boys winning, it was like he was like, "Oh, the Nasty Boys, you're winners, the Nasty Boys and new tag team champions."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, maybe they didn't get the memo. They didn't get the memo.
It was the most awkward announcing of a victory that I ever heard. Like he had no idea. He was like he looked down and was like, "Did they mess up again? Because that's not what I have."
It's funny. I don't know, man. To me, this whole thing was just getting to the finish line. That's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like.
And then we get Sid Vicious versus Sting. And the match was to see who is the franchise of WCW. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have absolutely zero idea what that even means.
They want to be the face that runs the place. They're trying to. They're fighting they're fighting to see
fighting for John Cena's spot.
Who's going to be the face to run the place? Who's going to be on the billboards? Who's going to be on the bus?
Who's going to be on
whose
the
face is prettier? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%.
Why was Sid Vicious part of that whole discussion? Is my question.
Because it's Sid Vicious. Listen, okay, they had to put him on the card. So they said, "Sting, you busy?" And he said, "No. Let's pretend we're fighting for something." And then they just said, "Go." And they clashed.
Yeah, the man who rules the world, why not be the franchise of the company, I guess? Why not?
If I could rule the world, I might as well rule WCW. Why not? Why not?
Sid controlled most of this match. Let's not be. Let's
yeah, they dominated that match.
I mean, Sting came out with fire for like 30 seconds. He came out just we don't know, but yeah, Sid pretty much handled him. And yeah, he had.
I was such a Sting mark at this time period too because like I loved Surface Sting. I loved Surface Sting.
Surface Sting. I had his WCW card. Surface Sting.
I love that.
I was never a true fan of Sting until, and I know people say, "Oh, you're a mark."
Like, NWO, right? NWO.
No, not even NWO. When he went black and white Sting, that's when I became a fan because to me it was
that's when I hated him.
Like I hated his surfer thing because to me it was just like you're just a fucking a muscled pretty boy. Like
bro, he was Bailey before Bailey was Bailey. That's basically what it was.
100%.
Bailey was the same way when she came out. She had the Sting colors. So pretty much, I mean, that's what they thought baby faces were like. Baby faces had those colors. So
he was just the ultimate warrior, more intelligent. He's like more intelligent warrior.
I mean, you're not wrong though. You're not wrong.
Which makes me laugh.
This match is kind of weird.
But have you seen the Ultimate Warrior like how short he really is? I thought he was tall. Now I was like, is the Ultimate Warrior short or is just TV not giving him justice? Because I thought he was tall.
I think that he's like fucking 5'11", I think, wasn't he? Or 6'.
I don't know, but he's not. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
This match was just kind of wild, back and forth, a little bit, but the ending again, another fuck finish. Sting goes to. First off, I missed part of this. So did Colonel Parker trip Sid, and he was trying to trip Sting?
No, he tried to. Listen. He was grabbing feet and didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
So when he grabbed Sid's feet, it kind of distracted him. So he was just
And
he was
caused
grabbing,
Sting to
and he.
fall down. Because when I look, he was holding his legs down, and Sting was pinning him. I'm like, why would you do that? You didn't see who was getting the pinfall? That's stupid.
Like that's what they say. He was trying to. He said he was grabbing legs and couldn't see right who it was.
Yeah,
like you can't tell. You can't tell Sting's leg from Sid Vicious. I mean, they're just that.
And to answer your question, Wapo, Ultimate Warrior was 6'2".
6'2". Why do he look so short? Maybe he dropped.
Yeah.
I don't know. But wow,
But
6'2".
so he holds down Sid's leg. Sid still kicks out. He sits up and looks over at Colonel Parker, who turns around and realizes that he tripped Sid instead of Sting.
Mm-hmm.
Sid reaches over, yells at him, grabs him, picks him up. Sting takes advantage of it, rolls him up, and 1, 2, 3 gets the victory. Another pinfall victory, but another not real finish.
It wasn't clean. It was clear, but it wasn't clean. And that's the funny part. He's like, "What are you doing? I'm trying to be the face of this place and rule WCW." And you fucked
like
it up.
Sid, you do know you're ugly as fuck, right, Sid?
That's what.
And then I thought he was gonna turn face and beat up Colonel Rob Parker. He gets in his face and like yelling at him, and then just turns around and walks away. And then
Right.
Colonel Parker walks out behind him, like nothing. And I'm like,
Right.
hey,
Right.
what just happened? Again,
What happened was
the payoff, and they're like, nah.
what happened was Sting is the face of WCW.
I mean, but the thing is, like, and this is the thing, people are like, Sting is one guy from, okay, you think about the 90s and the 80s. Sting was one of the only guys that was original WCW guy that did not go to WWE.
Right. True.
Yeah.
So, truthfully, Sting was the face of WCW all these years.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. He
I mean, at that time, had Sid already been to WWF?
I think so. Yeah, he was.
No, I don't know. Let's see.
I think he was Sid Justice.
Yeah, no. Was it?
I think he was Sid. I think he might have been Sid.
Yeah, because we already did. Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was in Royal Rumble 1993.
Yeah,
so
remember the whole. Yeah, he was.
This was right after he lost to Hogan at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And then he ended up back in WCW. So
yeah, he returned. Okay, so he returned to WCW in '99.
No, he was in that. He was 93. He was in there obviously because he was in that match.
93.
No, after he. Okay, hold on. I'm reading it now. Go ahead and keep talking. I'll figure this out real quick.
Correct.
But so this match happens. That match comes to an end, and then we get Rick Rude versus Ric Flair for the International Championship. Not to be confused with the WCW World Championship that Vader held and wasn't defending in the main event.
Here's the thing. What's funny is if you see the graphic, pull the graphic up real quick. It says
I'm looking at something.
It says Sting versus Rick Rude for a title.
It says Ric Flair versus
Ric Flair. That's what I meant. For a title. It says for the title. It don't say WCW title. It don't say NWA title. It don't say a title. It says for the title.
So I think they were trying to figure out how to. So here's what happened. You got to go back and look at the whole story of how this all went down, right? So WCW was recognized by the NWA.
Right.
So their title was the NWA World title. They had a falling out. Ric Flair left. He took the title. And this all happened because they were doing Ric Flair versus Barry Windham. And Flair said, you can't do that without our permission. Like, you're not putting me and Barry against each other. And they said, yes, we are. So they had a falling out. Ric Flair leaves. He takes the title. He goes to WWF. All that shit happens with the Real World Championship and all that. WCW tries to fight him for it. They start blocking it so you can't see it. In the meantime, they crowned a new WCW champion in Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't know why he's talking about Dennis Rodman.
It's rock.
Listen, at this point, don't put his. When we talk about this stuff, do not put his comments up.
Yeah,
you can rock the crap out of him.
Everybody off because he's saying something that has nothing to do with the show that's going on. He's talking about some stuff from some other. I don't know what show he's watching. He's watching.
No offense, Rockstar, but yeah.
And the thing is too, this match was originally not supposed to be for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, because it's not the WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
It's for a championship.
WCW World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
Rick Rude is the WCW International Champion, which is what they named it when Ric Flair came back and brought the NWA title back because they didn't want to lose the heritage of the belt. So they were like, all right, well, if you're coming back with this title, we have to name this something so we can recognize it because we already have a WCW World title now. Right. So what do we call the NWA title? And it became the WCW International Championship.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is stupid. Convoluted and fits this show so much.
and that match was just like, what the fuck?
It wasn't
a bad match, but it's just the ending.
The way, the way they ended it with the two refs. It was just
that was great.
Excuse, what'd you say?
I said Flair came out with Fifi, and that was great.
Oh yeah, but
but
the thing about it was this match, like you said, had so many bad endings. Like it was just horrible. That with the two ref type deal. When the other ref came in and said
it was listen, you said it was. I think this was a good match. It was a lot of back and forth. Flair locks in the figure four, wears down Rude. Flair at one point hit a rude awakening on Rick Rude, which I thought was kind of cool that he hit him with his own move.
Oh yeah. What about the
match?
Yeah, but what about the staff?
They got to the ending and how they
What about one of the security guards when they took the brass knuckle from him and he was like, I'm not done, because he was supposed to use the brass knuckle. That was a spot, and he took it, and he messed the whole thing up because he's like, give me, I'm not done with that. So he hit him with the brass knuckle. That's why they came with the second ref to say that he didn't win.
To cover
his tracks. But the funny thing is how they grabbed it and they want to run with it, and he was like, nah, it's mine. I'm not done with it. You know what I'm saying? That's another mistake that they done. But have you okay? Yeah, but listen, can you agree with me? How many matches have Ric Flair won with the figure four?
A lot.
No. To me, he don't win with that. That's supposed to be a signature move, and he never win. To me, he don't cash in on that.
Because he's the dirtiest player in the game. He had a lot of roll up, a lot of cheap shots. Yeah, like it's just Ric Flair's style. But I thought the end of this was stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
It was confusing because nobody knew what the hell happened.
Yeah.
And
then you got Rick walking away with the title.
It started to.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you watched this match, I thought this was super entertaining. Ric Flair stops walking off with Rick Rude's title. So Rick Rude scoops Fifi up and starts walking to the back with Fifi.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. And
he's like, all right, you're taking the belt, I'm taking your girl.
Well, I could see why this wasn't main event. You're like, oh, why is the championship not a main event? I could see why, just the way it went down.
Because it was retarded.
When it was the main event.
And then Flair attacks him to save Fifi, puts him in the figure four,
which he
all break it up, and then Rick Rude gets his belt and takes off, and it was just, it didn't make sense.
Nothing made sense that day. Let's hope the main event saves the freaking whole show, because
they were like, trick or treat, we're gonna give you a bunch of tricks.
Right, exactly.
It's all tricks tonight.
It was April 1st early. I mean, I swear to God, it's like they're playing jokes on everybody.
And then we finally get to the main event,
and we have special stuff for this one.
We got what?
We got that special, the rules you sent.
That special
make the
stuff.
deal. Make the deal.
Cactus Jack versus Vader. Holly Race is in Vader's corner, and it has weird rules for the Texas Death Match. Throw those rules up there. Yep. There was no disqualification. Falls don't count. 30-minute rest between falls.
30 seconds,
which
yeah.
Right there contradicts itself.
Exactly.
Falls don't count.
And then it says falls any place in the building.
And then the match continues until one man can get up to his own feet before the 10 count. So let me break down
what?
Still here. Right. It's confusing. So let me break it down. There was no DQ. When falls don't count, they meant that you don't win the match by pinning somebody or a disqualification or a counter. Falls didn't count to end the match. So what happened was if you pinned your opponent, they would have a 30-second rest period.
And they have time to get up.
At the end of the 30-second rest period,
then they count.
The referee would start a 10 count, and you had to beat the 10 count to get back up. So technically, you had a 40 count to get back to your feet.
Right. Well, and the thing about that is too is they said, listen, there's no falls, but if you falls, you get 30 seconds, and it's a falls count anywhere. So tell me, how does that work? You know what I mean?
And then the taser part, I was like, what?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I don't even want to jump to that part yet, but I want to talk about this. These two guys beat the shit out of each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a Texas strap. It was weren't they?
Vader lost his mask right away. He was bleeding like quickly.
Like a stuffed pig. Yeah, he was bleeding. He was.
Oh, Cactus Jack had a cut above his eye and a cut below his eye at one point.
Yeah.
His whole face was red. Sarah looks over and goes, "I don't like this. This is real blood."
Oh
well,
yeah.
Like, that was Mick Foley back then.
That's up there. It's real blood.
So was Vader, bro. Vader is no joke. Vader, I mean, he was in New Japan and he was whooping ass. He lost his eye and put that shit in his pocket and said, "I'll put it later." Now he tried to pop it in his eye. He popped it back in. He's no joke.
Remember, like Wapo, me and you talked about this before. It wasn't the match where Vader hit Cactus Jack with a chair and he lost half his ear.
Right.
Well, they had that match, but that wasn't.
Yeah,
this
it wasn't.
Match.
They fought about 19 times. They fought about 19 times within that time period. So yeah,
they beat the shit out of each other in this match. I thought it was kind of interesting when they went out into the grave area,
right?
And fell into the R.I.P. Vader grave.
Yeah,
yeah. And the thing is, too, those graves had crazy names too.
They did.
There was one. What was the one that said "kill" or something? And oh god, it was like.
One of them said Elvis lives.
Yeah, Elvis lives. That was the one I was wondering. I was like, what?
That's crazy.
Yeah, no idea. But so this match, like, at one point, Cactus Jack gets a pin, and then he grabs that, like, I'm guessing it was plywood, but it looked like a cardboard cutout cactus.
Yeah.
And he attacks him with it, and they're like, "Oh, he laid him out with that." I'm like, "With that piece of cardboard?"
With a piece of paper. He hit him with a piece of loose leaf paper. That's what he did.
He hit him with a Lucy. He hit him with a fucking Lucy.
He could have ripped up one of those freaking tombstones, and it would have looked way better than that freaking cactus that he used.
Right.
That was bad.
You're not wrong.
Right.
But we get a Vader salt. And I love Vader for that. Like,
yeah, that's like what he's what three? How much was he? 380 something, and him going off that makes it come up to like 600 something. Well, even if he's 400, can you imagine him in the air coming down on you? That's got to be more than 400.
Yeah, he was a big fucking heavy fly.
But I'll tell you what, that dude was very wiry. He's very wiry.
Yeah, moonsault. He was like Bam Bam Bigelow before Bam Bam. Or maybe they were all at the same time when they started out.
Yeah, but that moonsault was so perfect.
I don't see Bam Bam came like a little bit later, toward mid 90s, I think.
Well, but people half his size couldn't do a moonsault that perfect. That's a perfect moonsault.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, he nailed it. He nailed the hell out of that.
Yeah.
The 20-second rest period was kind of stupid.
Right.
Yeah, it made no sense at all.
Why did we have a rest period in between after a fall that doesn't count because falls don't count? But after the fall that doesn't count, we've got a 30-second rest period.
It doesn't count after 30 seconds, but it counts towards.
It counts
towards. Who the
30
fuck wrote this show?
And then
it wasn't Eric Bischoff.
10 seconds to get back to his feet. You couldn't just have 10 seconds to get back to his feet.
No, he had a minute. He had like a minute and a half to get back to his feet every time.
I feel like Bomber was around and wrote this show back then.
No, this was Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, see, and you over here praising Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff's like, let's make a Texas death match. Let's put.
But it was that was where he. If you look at what he was doing at the time and the way that it was set up, Eric Bischoff wasn't calling every little thing. He was coming up with these ideas of the Texas Death. We're gonna have a Texas Death Match, and here's what the rules are gonna be of it. If you really break it down, think about it. It reeks of Eric Bischoff.
It smells like Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, you know, it makes me think of it makes me think about this fucking YouTube video I've seen, and I'll have to find it again and show you. Like, this guy was like talking about Eric Bischoff. He's like, how does he go from early 90s doing these stupid ass fucking shit? And then you get to the NWO and all that. It's like, don't get me wrong, there was still dumb shit back then, but it's like, did you just start doing crack or something? Like, what did you start doing to fucking, you know?
He started taking over the show. Like, he's the one that he was like, well, we're gonna do it this way, and I don't give a fuck what he says, and that's what they did. And with the NWO, you think the NWO was NWO was basically him saying fuck off.
Yeah, we're just gonna do realism, and we're gonna get crazy and do all this crazy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And it worked.
If you look at this show, a lot of what we saw later on when WCW got good, you see it here.
Yeah,
it just wasn't done right.
It just wasn't executed. It had all the shit, but it didn't have the.
It didn't have the execution.
Exactly.
And you didn't have the right people there. Exactly. You didn't have the right environment. This was still very much caricatures.
Right.
Good guy, bad guy. Mm-hmm. And Eric Bischoff was trying to produce this show like it was the NWO takeover. So
right. I mean, think about it. The taser gun. Like the guy, one of the guys watched the taser gun. It reflects like when fucking Razor Ramon, where they did the horse trank, like the horse thing to the NWO shit. You know what I'm talking about? Not Kevin
Goldberg.
Yeah, Scott Hall, and Scott Hall did it to
Goldberg. He did Goldberg. He hit him with a.
It's like he was comparing that to that. I'm like, okay, I kind of see, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm like.
Kind of, but here's the thing. It was done so horribly.
Yeah.
He zapped that thing like 19 times before in different parts of the match to kind of like show you so you were going to be ready for it and you knew it was coming. And then when he does it, he's like, well,
that juice is out.
And it doesn't make any sound.
Because all the juice is out. All the juice is out of it. That's why. He already done for 20 minutes. You know? I mean...
But like you can't be getting and then touch him like that and not stop.
I love it.
I was like, man, what are you doing, man? You didn't realize how much you screwed that up. Obviously, he didn't get zapped. And then when he like touches him with it, and like you could see like Cactus Jack kind of lean back and like, no, you're not get my here, good.
Yeah,
it was poorly done.
Like, let's talk about towards the end too when Harley Race no-sold. He just walked away. he got hit and was beat. He fell on the floor and he just got up and walked away like nothing happened.
Just got up. I
was like, wow, this guy's superhuman.
Hey, that's Harley Race though.
Harley Race, like, I can do it.
That guy.
And it's like,
listen, Dad.
No, I'm saying, and it's like nobody cared or batted an eye. It was like it just happened, and then you see this guy celebrating, Cactus Jack celebrating, and Harley Race is just like, oh, well, he just Ultimate Warriored him. That's what he did.
You can't say shit to Harley Race. Harley Race will kick your ass.
Yeah, I guess. Because he just...
listen to some old stories of Harley Race. Harley Race was one of the toughest guys in the locker room. Nobody wanted to mess with Harley Race. Everybody knew that. And new guys would come in, and they tell stories of he'd come in and you get a new guy coming in and he stopped telling him about his moves. Right. And Harley was like an old school wrestler. He wasn't into all, like, he's like me. He doesn't like all the flippy shit.
Yeah, no flippy.
So he's like, imagine Samoa Joe. That's Harley Race. Like, they'd be in the back and they're sitting there getting ready. And he'd tell, so what are you going to do, kid? And the kid's like, the guy's, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to go up to the top rope and I'm going to do a drop kick. And Harley would stop him in the middle and just say, hey, I'll move.
Wow. Hey, listen, I hope that me and you and Tim, and T, I hope we made it watchable for them, because I wouldn't myself tell anybody to do it. That'd be me.
No,
That'd be
I
me.
wouldn't.
Me.
It was
Be like,
there's a
go
couple-
watch.
You can watch the main event. The main event was watchable.
Yeah.
I think Rick Rude and Ric Flair until the end was watchable. At the end of it, you just want to smash something because you're like, I just wasted all this time watching this for this.
Right. Right.
Most of the show was like that. Like you got into it, and then you get no satisfaction at the end. It was pause.
But he's not here, so we're safe. We're safe from the pause button. But I mean, like the match, like I said, if you're a fan that just loves the game and just if you're not a mark, okay, this was probably enjoyable for people like that. But if you're a mark, they would eat you up.
So.
No,
I think you're wrong.
You think so? Because I think if you're a person that just enjoys the game, I think it'd be good. But then you got people like the dirt sheets that probably ate it up.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I mean, like, if you're a casual fan, you hate this.
Yeah, I mean, that's what
hates this because nobody wins.
Right?
There's no clean wins. It's all like crap, and you're like, like,
why?
there's
How?
no match of this that you can be like the ending of this. You gotta watch the end of this match.
Right. That's I don't know.
You know what I mean? If you had someone who's never watched wrestling before, and I was like, wow, well, take this card and sit down with someone and show them the best parts of this card, you would know what to do,
right?
Where to start.
How do I save this? How do I show this was a decent pay-per-view back then? Well, it was on TBS, wasn't it? I think it was on TBS. So
no, I think they said it was probably on pay-per-view.
I thought they said it was on TBS. I swear they said it was TBS. But even if it was on a pay-per-view, if you've seen something like this on pay-per-view, right? Would you order another one?
No.
It was on what was it? TBS?
I'm checking right now.
Okay. I would not order another one.
No, I wouldn't. I was answering your question. I was answering your question of would you want to buy another one? No,
well, I mean, think about it. This is crucial if it was a pay-per-view.
It was a full pay-per-view.
Okay, see? And it was crucial because now if I never watched WCW, but if I never watched WCW and you gave me that shit, I will never watch WCW again. I would never. And I pay for it, at least. I would never. And I think that's how piracy was made. I think that's how people steal other people's stuff because stuff like that.
I feel like that's what makes it stand out more, right? If this was a Clash of the Champions,
right?
We wouldn't we'd just be like, yeah, but it was Clash of the Champions, so it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big deal that people didn't win. It's only Clash of the Champions. You know what I mean? If it was a special edition of WCW Saturday Night,
right,
it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. The fact that it was Halloween Havoc, one of their big pay-per-views, people paid good money for this, and you had so many inconsistencies, so many fuck finishes, so much dissatisfaction.
What it is Eric Bischoff said, "Hey kids, I want you to write this finish out. What do you think? Or here's two cards. Who do you want to win? Pick. Here's two cards." It was horrible.
It was all over the place.
It was horrible. But hey, I mean, at least we got through it.
Yeah. Hopefully the next one we do isn't going to be is horrible. Not the next show, because I think that's going to be an interesting one. But the next pay-per-view that in 4 weeks when we do another pay-per-view that we review. Hopefully. So speaking
of that, my taste is disgusting from this place. You got something for me for next week, like something that I can sink my teeth in, because I mean, right now, I don't know.
So we're gonna fall back to something we talked about earlier. We talked about Ricky Steamboat, right?
Ricky Steamboat, yep.
So next week is our third week in our cycle, and it's our case file. We're gonna break down a long believed theory, and this theory is Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage. How great of a match was this really, looking at it with today's eyes?
I like it.
I don't know. I always liked that match. It was a match that I liked, and I always look back and I'm like, all right, Randy Savage, Ricky Steamboat, WrestleMania 3. But I feel like today's eyes, it could be different. It might not. We might be like, nope, that was great. and I'm glad we broke this down. This is what a great wrestling match is, and it stands the test of time. But we're gonna find out if it stands the test of time because we're gonna sit through that match and talk about it and break down if it was good or not.
Well, we'll see if 10-year-old Wapo, and I'm not gonna tell you my age, Wapo now agrees. We'll agree, but
59-year-old Wapo.
It's not 59. Trust me, you asshole.
He's not 59. He's the guy who will fight you. Yeah.
What's crazy is that he's older than you, and you look older than him. Anyway,
it's the case with everyone. I'm 3 months younger than Mordecai.
Yeah, Mordecai looks like he's been to the ringer, but yeah, it's just that beard he's got.
I'm 3 months older than Mordecai. I was born in September. He was born in December, so I'm 3 months older than Mordecai.
It looks like you're like 7 years younger than Mordecai. But anyways, I still like his beard. His beard's majestic. Don't Mordecai.
Black don't crack.
But
I'm just saying.
Hey, brown is sound. So.
Well, listen. Hey,
white is right.
This was fun though, despite it being not a great show. It was fun talking about it, breaking it down, talking about the horrible parts, talking about the good parts. Next week's gonna be good. T, you gonna join us next week?
Yeah, we'll be there, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I had fun.
Ryan, you gotta watch. Make sure he watches it. It doesn't just.
I mean, she's more of a wrestling heart than all three of us put together. So trust me, she knows that match in and out. Pause.
Nice.
What do you think? Do you think it's as good as we remember it?
You know, I'm not going to go into that because I think that a lot of things.
I wasn't asking you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mariah.
All right, Mariah, go ahead. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I mean, the nostalgia was there because you have Ricky Steamboat, who is really, his wrestling style is very unique, and then you have Randy Savage, who, you know, the Macho Man, you know, he comes out there, all character. I say yes.
One of my favorite matches, so I'm. It's gonna be interesting to watch because, like I said, I was always a Macho Man mark. I love Randy Savage. I always loved this match, so it's gonna be interesting to go back and watch it and see what it is.
Yeah,
should be a good show, and who knows what we'll get into next pay-per-view. If you guys listen, you guys that are watching live, or if you're listening on Spotify. Or anywhere else that you listen to this, because we're all over the place in pretty much every podcast network. If you're listening to this, go to our Facebook page, or go to the EMP Facebook page, or go to this video on YouTube. Comment on it. Let us know any pay-per-views that you think. Hey, I'd love you guys to review this pay-per-view. Hey, they said this was something. Let's talk about that. If there's ideas that you would like to hear us get into, throw them out there. We're looking up new ideas all the time to figure out. We're not set in stone for anything until we say it on the show. So if there's something you want to see us cover, let me know. Other than that, any last words from you guys before we get out of here?
No.
I'll just say this: I'm glad that we were able to cover such horrific events, make it fun. I'm not gonna lie; it did put me to sleep the first time I watched it. But you know,
to get through this show,
it took 3 days. It took 3 days to watch this. I understand; it's understandable. But anyways, yeah, what he said, just you know, tell us what you want to see, and then we'll do our best to dissect it. Also, tune in Wednesday because Wednesday we have EMP Chamber.
Yeah,
ready, locked and loaded, and ready to go. Yep, tomorrow night 9:30. Locked, loaded, ready to go.
Depending on how quick Mad T gets me this audio, will be when it gets posted. So I'm gonna tell you, if you're listening on Spotify or anywhere else, it's probably Wednesday because it's 11 o'clock at night right now as we're wrapping up this recording on Tuesday. So it's probably Wednesday. So it's tonight on the EMP network. 9:30 p.m. start time. Check it out. And then after you're done with that, you can go back and watch the video of this and be like, oh, now I can see their faces.
How dumbfounded they were.
But if you listen, everyone that's in the comments that's here watching live, thank you for watching live. If you're listening on one of our other platforms, thank you for listening. Keep up with us, as Mac likes to say. Make sure you're. I'm gonna mess it up. I am gonna say it. What does he say? Is it make sure you're not tuned in?
Yeah. Oh shit.
He's gonna put it in the comments right now, or he's not. He's like, no, you don't get it. But anyway, listen. If you like the show, or you just want to support, like, follow, share, check us out on all the platforms. Make sure you check out EMP Network on YouTube and
Instagram, Facebook.
Check everything out from us. We got a lot of other stuff. This is one thing we do, but there's a lot of other things that goes on in the network. So if you're into wrestling, come check us out. And make sure you're back next week when we break down Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage, WrestleMania 3. Before we take off, I want to say shout out to Eric Steven and Megaran for our theme song, Smarks. And until next time, I'm your boy Sean Puff, and this has been Smarks, Spot Monkeys, and SUPERKICKS. Peace.
The Smarks in here, the Smarks in here, yeah. What you about to do before you do it. Say what? I telegraphed your every move, and now you're just the coolest. Time to get into it. Moving to the music. The Smarks in here, the Smarks in here. Yeah.
I'm a smart mark, yeah, I'm a smarky smart. I wrestle talk with Ollie Davis over Hallmark cards. We're pin cards, subject to change, reigning the superstars. I got a love-hate relationship with pro wrestling. I'm a smart mark, yeah, I'm a smarky smart. I wrestle talk with Ollie Davis over Hallmark cards. We're pin cards, subject to change, reigning the superstars. I got a love-hate relationship with pro wrestling.
Oh dear.
What are you all tearing about?